In this demo, I'm going to show you how Fission Workflows can help you create complex serverless applications. Fission Workflows is an open source workflow engine built on top of Kubernetes. It uses Fission as the underlying function as a service platform. If you want to learn more about Fission Workflows, I encourage you to also take a look at the What is Fission Workflows video. A major use case of Fission is to quickly integrate with third-party APIs. To illustrate this use case, I'm going to show you a small example. The goal of this simple workflow is to notify users on Slack of the weather conditions in a location. It integrates two APIs, the Slack API and the Weather Status API. So what happens? The user provides a location as input to the workflow. This input is used in the request to the Weather API to fetch the weather conditions in that location. Next, we transform the Fahrenheit temperature of the request to Celsius. Then we check the temperature against the threshold. Only if the temperature is higher than the threshold, we send a message to Slack. Finally, we compose a JSON object to return the result of this workflow. On the right, you see the actual workflow format that describes this workflow. A workflow is defined by a list of tasks. But how do we define a task? Let's take a look at the 2 Celsius task. Its goal is to convert one temperature format to the other. First, the 2 Celsius specifies the unique ID of the task. Then we specify the function that should be used in the task. In this case, the function is called tempconf. It is a simple Fission function that converts Fahrenheit to Celsius. So the inputs are defined in the inputs field. Fission Workflows allows you to use expressions to reference values of other tasks. In this case, for the temperature, we reference the output of the fetch weather task. In order to get the temperature, we need to be sure that the weather task has actually completed before this task. You can specify some dependencies by simply adding the task ID to the requires field. Fission Workflows will execute the task once all its dependencies have completed. The overall workflow is completed once all tasks have completed. It will return the output of the task specified in the output field at the top of the definition. Let's run the workflow. First, I invoke it with Palo Alto, California. This location should have a temperature below the threshold by now. You see that it has replied with the temperatures only visible to you. However, we have not received a public Slack message. Now we invoke the workflow with a location that's very hot, like Honolulu, Hawaii. Because the temperature is higher than the threshold, the Slack post message task is run. That task creates the public Slack message you see here. In Fission Workflows, you can create conditionals, loops, and other control flow constructs. Although this was a relatively trivial example, it shows you how you can easily compose workflows without any need to change the underlying functions. Without workflows, you would have to take care of complex communication logic between Fission functions. So Fission Workflows is completely open source. Check out the GitHub repository. We also have a Slack group if you have any questions or comments. Thank you for watching.